Well, there's still a few weeks left of summer anyway.
Thank goodness.
And those summer parties are in full swing, but showing up to the beach or the pool when you feel bloated is no fun at all.
Yeah, so Ellen Postolowski is a local nutrition-based chef and the author of the book Gut Driven, and she joins us now with some tips and tricks to beat the bloat. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's go ahead and jump in. We probably know from our personal experience, but what are some reasons that people get bloated?
Well, let's start with the standard American diet.
Okay.
It's estimated that 60% of our everyday intake of food comes from convenience foods.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a big number, and I bring awareness of how those convenience foods may cause bloat in your bodies. So they say that 70 million people in the United States are suffering from at least one digestive issue.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about bloat today, I like to talk about bloat as inflammation in the body.
So the different things that cause bloat, though, the immune system, hormones, stress, right?
Yeah.
Those are some of the things. Let's talk about the foods. What kind of foods can make a person bloated?
Well, so anything that's overly processed, I like to address becoming like a confident label reader. Sugars, overly processed, those are the
Dairy is, I see dairy on the list.
yeah,
there, right?
typical. Those are the obvious, and then there's not so obvious choices too. Like there's carbonated sodas, artificial sweeteners, things like that. You know, bloat is normal sometimes with certain foods, but when there's something like chronic bloat that happens all the time, that's something that you really should pay attention to because it's your body sending you a signal.
Yeah, something else is going on for sure.
Okay, so another thing that you say that we should pay attention to are the labels, reading them. What exactly should we be doing and looking for?
Well, that's something that I address in the book, and how to become a confident label reader is a huge asset that anyone could benefit from. So I give you a lot of information on looking at labels, looking at the nutritional content, but also looking at those pseudonames for sugars, artificial flavors, additives, emulsifiers. You know, these are all things that they're putting in food to make it more appealing. It's more addictive, but it's also making it more shelf stable. But it's causing digestive issues.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you had a list right there talking about sugar and different things you don't even think about that are on that label that we don't even know about. So let's talk about this. If people want to go to a party, they want to have a good time. So what can you eat and enjoy yourself so you're not or drink?
And you should.
What can you do? What can you look at to be able to do that, to enjoy yourself?
Well, I want everyone to go to a party and have a really good time, right? You don't want to be the person sitting in the corner that is afraid to eat something, because I work with a lot of people that are at a place where they just can't eat anything because everything makes them bloated. So that's chronic bloat, and that's inflammation. That's affecting, like you said, your immune system. So when you go to a party, first off, I would say, like, look for the tray of roasted vegetables, right? Like, look for that first. Like, fill up on some vegetables. But then if you decide to have a hamburger or something like that, try it without the bun, or use a lettuce wrap, or put some, you know, your protein on top of a salad, things like that. When it comes to alcohol, like, you know, we all want to have a drink, we all want to enjoy ourselves, but you could do something that my niece Caitlin expressed to me that is called space and pace. So you would have a drink, and then in between, like, have a glass of water. A really important fact for bloat also is that you don't want to drink while you're eating, because that affects the digestive process.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes total sense.
Yeah, so, like, but then, you know, space your drinks apart, or, you know, try to have a club soda. Like, I'm a big fan of club soda and bitters. That helps you assimilate the food in your body as well. And then if, you know, if there's that dessert table, you know, some people want to have dessert, or, like, look for fruit first. But, you know, the thing about being at a party is that, you know, we're all coming together. It's all community. It's togetherness. You know, your grandmother might bring that famous apple pie, and, you know, those are things that you want to enjoy and you want to have. But when you become more mindful of those different habits, and you start eating things that make you feel better, and you build that foundation,
All right.
then you go to the party, and then you kind of know what you want and you don't want.
So the summer parties are still a go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
for joining
very
us.
much for having me.
All right, and for more healthy eating ideas and recipes, or to buy Gut Driven, you can check out Ellen's website, chefellen.com.